If you want to learn how to build instant rapport with almost anybody from any walk of life, then today's podcast episode is for you, my friend. So hey, without further wait, let's get into it. Now, the funny thing is in a business context, whether it's a networking event, speaking to a prospect for the first time, or on a quarterly business review with an existing customer, what ends up happening is we focus so much on trying to impress the human being opposite us so we can be seen as more likable, so we can be liked. When in fact, the goal isn't to be seen, or rather, the goal isn't to lead with trying to be interesting. It's to lead with being interested. And as Dale Carnegie once said, to be interesting, be interested. Meaning, if you want to be seen as interesting by the person opposite you, then focus on being interested in them. The question is, how do you do that? And in a way that's deeply authentic to you. For me, here's my truth. Ask conscious questions. Ask conscious questions. And when I say conscious, I define a conscious question as any question that is grounded in positive intentionality. Because when you do that, it will tell somebody that you have a character of intention. Now, inside of my upcoming book, Relationship Currency, that you can see right here, I talk about different types of conscious questions that you can ask. And today, I want to teach you one of them. And that conscious question is a story-worthy question. It's a story-worthy question. What's a story-worthy question? Well, my friend, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my book, and I'm actually going to read you a page or two. And I'm going to walk you through what I believe a story-worthy question is, its definition, and also how you can use it in your next conversation. So, practice. Ask story-worthy questions. Use them to stimulate thought and extract a story. Allow me to introduce you to the power of story-worthy questions, otherwise known as open-ended questions. When you ask a story-worthy question, you allow somebody to travel back in time, unearth a story, and share it with you. Or even better, you receive nothing but silence, which tells somebody a story of intention about you. The outcome is a transformational conversation. These are the types of questions that cannot be answered with a limited or one-word response. For example, let's say you're speaking with a prospect who sounds like they are sick of their current supplier. Early on in the conversation, you say, Jamie, do you want to switch suppliers? This type of question will result in a yes, no, or maybe, stunting the rapport building journey. Now, to break character for a second, that type of question is what I call a fact-worthy question, aka a closed-ended question. Closed-ended questions aren't bad. It's just about context and knowing when to lead with them. Back to the book. Alternatively, you could ask, Jamie, can you tell me about the moment you first sensed trouble with your supplier? When somebody has to adopt a creative mindset and tap into their imagination to answer a question they're rarely asked, beautiful things happen. Plus, when a story-worthy question is asked with an upward inflection, you will convey curiosity and increase your chances of building rapport. So I just want to hit on that for a second. So I'm going to break character again, but I just want to hit on that point for a second. Using an upward inflection at the end of your question conveys curiosity. Let me show you a real-life example. So let's run through that story-worthy question again. Jamie, can you tell me about the moment you first sensed trouble with your supplier? Versus Jamie, can you tell me about the moment you first sensed trouble with your supplier? Did you hear that? With your supplier? That small upward inflection conveys curiosity. Otherwise, sounds quite sterile. And in some contexts, that can actually make it sound like a statement versus a question. Now, okay, Rav, that sounds cool, but how do I even begin asking story-worthy questions? Well, I've got you, my friend. Back to the book. In light of that, to ensure you ask meaningful ones, here are 5 key principles. Number 1, ensure your questions aren't biased towards a self-serving outcome. Number 2, be clear, specific, and short to avoid confusion. Number 3, ask one and only one question to reduce decision fatigue. Number 4, use upward inflection at the end of the sentence to convey curiosity and ensure your words are perceived as a question rather than a statement. Number 5, start your question with phrases such as what, or can you tell me about, or when, or how, or even imagine if, as a guideline to ensure you aren't asking fact-worthy questions, aka closed-ended questions. So I've actually got some examples here for you, my friend. And by the way, I'm breaking character again, but I don't want to read the whole book to you. Okay, it's not a bedtime story, but I will hit you with some examples of story-worthy questions. So what are you personally working on right now that you're really excited about? That could be a really good one to use in a one-to-one with a team member to really get them to open up to you and also for you to understand them on a personal level. Number 2, hey, can you tell me about the moment you first realized that you wanted to step into a leadership role? That's great for a networking event. That's incredible to build rapport with your leader. You can switch that question out for anything you desire. Can you tell me about the moment when, insert whatever makes the most sense for you in that moment? What about this one? When did you get the first itch to start your own company? Great question for a job interview if you are the one asking the questions and doing the hiring. In that context, it could be, when did you first get the itch for wanting to go deeper into AI, right? In a job interview. But let's look at another question for you, my friend. If we fast forward 6 months from now, how will you know when success has been achieved with our partnership? That's a very thoughtful question to ask somebody to help them pinpoint what is the key moment for them in their eyes that they will know when success has been achieved. Very important to avoid misunderstandings. Final one. Imagine if time and resources weren't an issue. How would this change the customer retention strategy you've just laid out? Now, think about it. Yes, that's a business context, but that can work in everyday life. Hey, Jamie, imagine if time and resources weren't an issue. What would you be doing for work? Right? That's an incredible question to ask somebody to open up their imagination and get them to start thinking about their next job move if they are feeling stuck. In short, here's what I'm trying to say. If you are trying to build rapport with another human being, don't focus on you. Focus on the human being opposite you, because that's how you will be seen as interesting. That's how you will build rapport, and that's how you will decrease the connection gap. One way to do that is by asking conscious questions. What type of conscious question could you ask? A story-worthy question, as we've just laid out. A story-worthy question really is an open-ended question that's grounded in positive intentionality. And hey, here's the thing. You can ask great questions, my friend, but if you're not truly listening to the human being opposite you, you've just done yourself a huge disservice, and you will break trust and rapport. And if you want to learn how to become a deep listener, that's exactly what I talk about in my upcoming book, Relationship Currency. So if you feel called to and it feels expansive and in alignment, then hey, click the link in the description of this episode, which will take you to my pre-order page where you can learn more about if this book is for you and where to make a purchase. So hey, I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Peace.